Inner Conversation Experiment Super Fast Success Story. TLDR, you don't need to imagine a specific person or voice for inner conversations to manifest a goal. You can just imagine a voice telling you that you have what you want and it'll still work. In my opinion, inner conversations is one of the most underrated techniques. We have inner conversations a lot, but unconsciously like having imaginary arguments with people or thinking of comebacks we could have said to someone who's insulted as well after the fact. And then we wonder why we have strained relationships with these people. Well, as conscious creators, we should generally strive to have more positive conversations in our heads because those conversations put us directly into the state that creates or dissolves relationships. This success story isn't about specific people, however. I had gained about 20 pounds over the last couple years by unconsciously having some crappy thoughts about my body whenever I looked in the mirror. I knew I was doing this and I would try to imagine myself thinner, but then I couldn't stop looking in the mirror and thinking the opposite. I decided to just go on a diet and lose weight the old-fashioned way. I dropped 5 pounds, but I just couldn't stop being critical of my body. I would try to do affirmations and visualize, but I just felt too big no matter what I did. I got even more strict on my diet and started going to the gym every morning, but nothing was working. Recently, I noticed myself having a lot of inner arguments with someone. Every time I would think about them, I would immediately begin telling them off in my head, and it wasn't long before an actual fight arose. It occurred to me that I should imagine us having a more pleasant conversation, as I'd used this technique successfully with them a lot. While I was scripting this reconciliation, a thought popped into my head: maybe I could just imagine somebody telling me I looked skinny. I thought about the people I knew and tried imagining a natural-sounding conversation, but I felt a bit of inner resistance for some reason. I wondered if I could just imagine a conversation with no one in particular and see if it worked that way. So, in my head I repeated the feeling of hearing, "Wow. You have a really nice body," and myself replying, "Aw, thank you." This was last night. Then this afternoon, I was at school on a break between classes. I was checking myself out in the bathroom mirror and noticed I actually do look a lot slimmer today. Then I walked out and was reading a poster, and one of my instructors walked by me, and then she turned to me and said, "You have a very cute figure," and she started asking me if I worked out and what kinds of exercises I did.